Sum up the auction for me to begin with.
Very good auction, I think, for Delhi Capitals. Very good auction in general. I think we were very well prepared. Went into the auction with a clear plan, and I think the auction went really well. I think very happy with the squad that we've ended up with, and I think it's going to be a really good season for Delhi.
KL Rahul is, I would say, a front runner to lead Delhi Capitals.
No, but it's a bit premature to talk about the captaincy. I think the coaching group has to assemble. All the players need to assemble. Axar has been with the franchise for a very long time, and he was the vice captain for the last cycle. So we don't know whether it's going to be Axar or whether it's going to be somebody else. But it's premature right now. I think a lot has to happen. We still I mean I spoke to KL. I haven't met him yet. I know him very well personally. We'll understand from him, and it'll boil down to what the coaching group and finally what Kiran and I want to do. So we'll see, but there's a lot of time for that.
What did KL say?
He's very happy, very excited to be part of Delhi. He knows me for a long time. He's a Bangalore boy. I own Bengaluru FC, so he's watched a few games with me. I know his wife Athya really well. She's been a close family friend growing up in Mumbai. So he was like, I just want to play cricket. I just want to get the love and support from the franchise. I just want to get the respect, and I know Parth from you, I will get that, and just can't be more excited to play for a friend and let's make Delhi win. I've never won. Delhi's never won. Let's do it together.
And you also tried for Shreyas, obviously, to get him. That didn't work out. Can you talk a little bit about that bit?
Yeah, I think going into the auction, obviously, we had a budget in mind for a marquee Indian batsman. Obviously, Shreyas and Rishabh were coming out in the first set, and KL was coming out in the second set. We were very clear that between the three of them, we needed to get one of them. So we went all the way for Shreyas. Frankly, it went a bit too high, and I think my reaction was very visible on the table. So it had crossed all budgets, and obviously Rishabh came out next. We did do the right to match for him at 20.25, but again, the budget went extremely high. And then we were like, if we've lost both of these, so KL came out in the next set, so and we got KL for well below what we anticipated he would go at, and I think it's a real blessing in disguise that we got him.
What does KL offer you?
Stability, number one. He's an incredible, I would say, technically solid batsman. I think he will thrive at the Kotla, given the size of the ground, given the wicket. I think he'll thrive there. He also gives us flexibility. He can bat anywhere in the top four, and that's a very rare skill for someone to have. He's also a great senior player to have in the dressing room, a great mind of the game as well. And he's just a great, I would say, brand ambassador. He's super polite. He's gentle. He's aggressive when he needs to be. So yeah, I think we're very happy, and he gives you. I mean, the most obvious thing he gives you is 450 runs guaranteed, which is something he's done his whole career. So that kind of consistency is rare to find.
As part of the auction planning thing myself, when I was doing the homework, and incredibly, there's only one season he missed between 2018 and 2024 where he did not score 500 runs, which was the season he got injured, where he only managed to play 7 or 9 games or something like that with LSG at 23. So that much he assures you. So you're looking to build the batting lineup around him. I'm pretty sure this will be the key sort of player, right, for you. The responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in terms of responsibility, I think KL and Axar are going to play a bigger role for the batting, and we're going to be surrounding them with explosive players whether it's a Jake Fraser McGurk, whether it's a Tristan Stubbs, whether it's a Harry Brook, whether it's an Ashutosh Sharma. There is a lot of explosive power in the team, and you need someone to hold the team together. And I think in KL, we have a batsman who can definitely hold one end up and definitely play on those difficult wickets as well. Because looking at the way Chennai have lined up, looking at the way some of the other teams are lined up, there are going to be some dust bowls in the IPL. So you definitely need players who can navigate those kind of situations and also guide some of these younger players on what to do.
Before I come to Rishabh, describe in your own words your reaction about Shreyas Pant.
But by the end of it, it was it had gotten. I think the emotion had taken over brain. Emotion had taken over strategy, and it was it was madness by the end of it. It would have spoiled our whole auction if we had landed either of those players at those prices.
Why?
We wouldn't have enough money for building the rest of the squad. We would have not been able to get the fast bowlers we ended up getting. We wouldn't have been able to get Jake back. We wouldn't have been able to get a Harry Brook. It would have really compromised the balance of our team.
And the number then you clearly had in your mind before the auction for either of those two was not that high then.
No, it was around between. I mean, we were okay to stretch up to 22 to 23.
Whether it be Shreyas, whether it be Rishabh.
Rishabh, like I said, we lost him when we didn't retain him. That was very, very clear. Means that it would have been a huge fluke if we got him at 21 or 22 or at that level. The minute we didn't retain him, I knew he was gone.
Disappointing slightly, I guess.
Oh, I was devastating, completely devastating. I love the boy like my own brother. But yeah, it means he took a call at the end of the day. We tried our best. He took the decision, and have to respect it.
It's clearly not money. So, what are the kind of things that you went into? How much did you stretch in the sense the negotiation happened easily for a few months, probably immediately after last IPL?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't really. I mean, it was just a different philosophy, right, of how he wanted the franchise to operate and how us owners wanted the franchise to operate, and that's what caused it. There's nothing to do with money. Money's never been an issue for Rishabh, and money's never been an issue for us. It was a different. The two of us were on. I mean, I guess the three of us were on different wavelengths, and I think he took a call at the end of it. We tried everything, but he decided eventually that it was time to move on.
Of course, he met both of you owners. What is Kiran's input on Rishabh till before the final decision was taken by Rishabh?
Kiran was also very clear that we must try to keep him. We must try to retain him, and we can bend, as much as possible. But beyond a certain point, we need to. He needs to understand where we are coming from, and if that mutual understanding is missing, then the two have to take a decision.
What is the philosophy you mentioned? What is your philosophy?
There were certain expectations that he had, and there were certain expectations we had, and without going into much further details, I can just say that we couldn't align on these things.
One last point on Rishabh, was leadership one of the key points?
Not really. We gave him some feedback regarding leadership. We told him ways in which he could improve on that. But we were quite clear that we know his ambitions, we know where he wants to go. He's made it amply clear that his dream and desire is to captain India, and that starts with captaining an IPL team.
Sticking to the leadership point, you've mentioned an important name here, Axar Patel. He was the first player you retained. Talk about Axar, because you're talking him while you've not made up the decision on who will lead Delhi Capitals. He seems to be one of the contenders, or at least will be part of the leadership group. So what is it that Axar brings to the table as a leader?
See, Axar's been with the franchise for a long period of time. He's been a tremendous player for the franchise. He's probably the best all rounder in the game today in T20s. Probably Jadeja and him are one and two, and Jaddu is obviously the successor to Jaddu is Axar in all
Mhm.
respects. So he's been phenomenal for us, and he's done a great job as the vice captain of the franchise. Whenever Rishabh was not available, whenever Rishabh was injured, Axar did step in and play a big role. And I think he's someone who reads the game very well. He's a jovial fellow. He keeps the dressing room very light. He's an uncomplicated character, and he's someone who I think will can do a great job. So we have to take a decision, but I haven't even spoken to Aksar about it. I haven't spoken to anybody about it, but he's definitely someone we consider to read the game very well, and he's definitely someone who keeps the dressing room together, which are good characteristics for a leader.
And you've also retained Tristan Stubbs and JFM. And then you have Harry Brook in the middle. That, on paper, for sure, looks like these three can set fireworks if they're in the mood and if they get into the rhythm. How
And
much
don't forget Ashutosh Sharma.
will he be an impact player?
Yeah, we have Rizvi, we have Karun Nair, we have Faf. So it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Batting is pretty solid. And like you said, those three explosive players, are in our team: JFM, Harry Brook, and Stubbs. And then you have KL, Axar, and Purell. So I think batting is very very strong, very well. We kept in mind the court conditions at the Kotla while choosing our team. It looks like 230, 240 is now the par score at the Kotla, so we need to have that kind of firepower to either make that score or chase that score. So we're very excited, and with Natarajan, Starc, Mukesh, Mohit, Chamira. I think fast bowling is also very strong, and obviously Kuldeep and Aksar with spinning, and very excited about the leg spinner we picked up from Uttar Pradesh also.
Yeah, Nigam, right?
Nigam. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it when I was speaking to some domestic coaches. This was one name that came out. Stark came at a it must have been a very, it's a smart buy. It's a cheap buy in a way, cheap when compared to the amount that he went for last and the World Cup winner that he is. How much is that a big win for DC? At the same time, I'm guessing he's obviously the bowling leader now.
Yeah, of course. I think we were looking for someone to lead the bowling lineup. He brings together that winning mentality. He's not only a World Cup winner, he won the IPL last season. He's very handy with the bat, and he's a very nice person as well. And who, I was hearing Harshit Rana's interview, and Harshit talking about how much he picked up from Mitchell Stark. So I think he brings a lot of benefits as a cricketer. Mukesh too really understands the conditions in Delhi. He's really coming into his own as well as a bowler, both with the new ball and with the death. And then Nattu is great. I think we were very keen on him. I remember last season when Sunrisers were playing Delhi at the Kotla, Natarajan was very difficult to get away because of his Yorkers, his slower ball bouncers, his change ups. Everyone from Rishabh to everyone found it very difficult to get him away. So from that day, we realized that okay, this is a bowler we need to target. Mohit again, same thing, can bowl at the death, can bowl with the new ball, has back of the hand, has change ups. So very experienced bowler. And then you have Chamira, who can fill in if anything happens to any of our fast bowlers. So
Last question, because let's not talk about what will happen in the season because you're too far away. It's no point predicting right now. But you also have a new coaching staff, a young coaching staff, which is like Hemang Badani and with the director of cricket, Venugopal Rao. Um, how do you see that? It would be obviously a challenge for them. Is there going to be how do you reckon them they get settled? How are you going to help them? Is Saurav going to help them out? Is there going to be that kind of, or will they be like independent and you're going to kind of allow them the space to grow?
um, see, I think it's up to them really. We are always available. Dada is always available. I'm always available for whatever support that they may require. But we will be available to help them, and it's our team. So as and when they reach out to Dada, as and when they reach out to us, we are available. I think from what I have seen during the preparations for the auctions, they are very confident in their own abilities, and I feel very confident that they'll be able to do a very good job for the franchise.
Great. So you're looking forward to Delhi turning a new leaf and starting like a new innings in a different and a bold fashion.
Turning a new leaf is one way of saying it. You obviously it's emotional because you let go of players who have been with you for so many years, but you also get the opportunity to build new relationships and develop new players as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, when you don't do well in a cycle, like for us, this previous cycle was an unsuccessful cycle. Fifth place, ninth place, and fifth place. Right, no playoffs for Delhi Capitals. So you look forward to a mega auction much more. The previous cycle, when we came third, lost in the finals, came top of the table, and lost both the eliminators, we were very upset to get into the mega auction. So it changes, right? The dynamics keep changing, but it is what makes the IPL so special. And I hope that the mega auction continues forever, because it's truly what makes the IPL so unique.
And what about the RTM modified rule? Would you want to go back to the original RTM rule or stick with this one?
I mean, I thought it was a phenomenal rule. I thought it means it was a great rule. Kudos to the BCCI, and I think Ravichandran Ashwin for thinking about this rule, because uh, it truly unlocks the value for the player, and it makes sure that no player gets less than what they deserve. So I like it. I thought it was great. It made it even more challenging. But look at some of the things that happened, some of the strategies that played out.
But as always, thank you. Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yeah. Bye.